So now, once more, Handel left. Handel left by himself. Not to look, not to look at. End of thing. End of one. Was, is not. Yet already something grows, is growing up from the end of that. Memory remains, which is what one is or has, mind being what to me remains, Handel says. Why left, if not for this? To say, sway, to have my way, at the ready of, begin again, if not me, who then? So many gone. I, Handel, myself came out of, from, born to, humble parents them, humdrum, humdudgeon, not at least not they hypochondriac, of course humanoid, just. I early on was humbled by their humbleness, my own, my lack of, impossible to without, timidity itself, humility. My father, he, a watchmaker, yes, a tinkerer with time, minutia, minutes, jerking, leaping, exploding seconds, a hand limpidly swirling wildly might occupy him for a day. Out of mind, time immemorial, time out, time of life, time of flight, time-wise, time like no other time it has always been. Adjust, then readjust. All the while away he listed, wilted, shrunken fellow. Barely large enough to reach his nose upon his desk, he sat on books, his arse astride. Never mind. My mother had been before my birth and was soon to be again after spitting out, disgorging, disengaging. Yes, a seamstress, a sewer, that is, of seams that bind, a seer of strings and threads attached. Undone her teeth, between her teeth she chomped and cut, snapped, corkscrewing in upon herself, her mind morose. Who knew, not I, standing attentive at her side. So it was so. Hoping, longing even, both small ones, each emanated from his or own inhospitable place, each escaping at the final moment by the last means of transportation, separated from luggage, small reserves and money stolen, alone with no one, nothing. Each fled from a hideousness never to be spoken of again, in a language not to be passed on. Worked from dawn to dusk, side by side at a bench, humbled, humped, content, without complaint. I stood needle in hand to her, to him a small screwdriver, anticipating each desire. Small, silent boy, a rather frightened little fellow, standing by his father's side, watching springs and screws explode, standing at his mother's knee, a needle ripping through the cloth, eyes crossed a whir, fingers stabbed straight through, skin grayed, red dots upon her nails, watching them toil, watching them shrivel and shrink, observing them at honest work. The yellow smog of early morn, late afternoon. No, not to look. These two were given a child, a boy, born a son, to carry on. Quietly to shut the door. Never knew they why, wherefore. Me to reap the beneficence of public education in schools, finally to be beaten with a yardstick, wooden, yes, sliver of metal siding sharp, made to stand eyes to the wall, to memorize, recite, count, multiply, divide, learn by rote to think. Son of a simple watchmaker and a simple dressmaker, into whom what little they had was put. Their lives they would not live through mudholes, potholes, in shoes too small, pinched toes, pitfalls to make my way. At the window stood, not to tell, don't say, he was gone out, some bread to get, a screw, a pickle for the boy, nothing more. She rose, she flew, she flung. Handel, stunned, when he returned, was gone. With glinting shards, studded, skirt up she lay around her neck, legs splayed. Handel at the window stood alone. Bright sun glittered, she lay, glass inlaid. Never a word said of her again. Away to the city university I went, on to a private school, further east, further north. A private school, well endowed, scholarship granted among the small quota to be admitted, and there to meet, there to know for the first time, indeed, in fact, and for always, and for some only to become, to be, to billows that sail on fortune's wing. Handel worked at two extremes. Fixer-upper, maker, shaper of ordeals and deals, procurer of lucidity, equally liquidity, maximizer thus of finest, best entrepreneurial and ingenious parts of the self, my clinic for the well-endowed, to motivate success, enhancer, yes, interrogator, unmatched, intractable, untreatable, intransigent. Let the worst, let Handel take a look, empathize, invest. Handel fixes as he goes and gambles through the limbic regions, reassembles and dismantles, calm, concise, controllable, puts them back in better shape, lectures, writes, and thinks non-stop. Manager of corporate needs, maximize and reinvest, envision cures, profit-driven, profit of desire. A wealth of feeling courses through myself. That stony stare, that roomy look, the puffed lids, sorrow of the downturned mouth, all horrors once escaped, run rammed through. Floor a mess, with glinting shards studded, she spread out below. She felt, he yelled, sickened she was, must have been, but no, Handel saw. A simple boy born to simpletons, born to be, to become, to do, to have, to take a mess. A shock, a bitter pill, abomination, cataclysm, treachery beyond description, despite intuiting no prediction. And yet, we grow again. Up from we step and must. Lift up, grab hold, bootstraps bold. I see them now before me bent, never once she nor he from their endless, mindless, thankless tasks. To see their son, look up, the boy, what will become, to ask, whatever did become of him? And now, this mess. Come back to me at last, but where else could you run, whoever take you in? Illusion, is it not? You always threaten me with leaving, but now come back. Yet glued, what is on you? To you stuck, I will not look at you like that.
It's how we look.
She glinting down below. You rose, you bolted out the door, thank God, not I, Handel here alone, waiting for her, for you, my wife. Mine, yes! You dare come to me like this, bearing what stuck stuff remains upon yourself. Go wash, scrub clean. White against the tarry roof, viscid, you've come back. Leave me trembling here alone. Scrub them off yourself. Not pearly white with drops of red. In vain viscidity an overcoat can't hide. In viscid vanitas. In vanitas all human life. You are involved in shooting stars, celebrities, my pet. Why else are you in my firmament? As clean up, I cannot bear to look to touch.
Stars, yes.
Beautiful ones are who you shoot. In stiletto heels, baseball caps, thick hair thin with yachts.
Poor Handel, your world falling down inside your brain.
Oh, you are misguided to think thus, my dear. Mere figure of speech that is or was. We are not so fragile. No, not so. By half I use the we advisedly. Survive we do. Pick up, begin again. United stand. They shall swarm in hordes from the hinterlands, the heartland, the homeland, wearing T-shirts, flag pins, hard hats, helmets. They flock already to the spot in ambulances, tow trucks, SUVs with shovels, axes, with their gloves on, their vests. They come gladly, quickly. They're rolling even now down our streets in cavalcades. They shall droll in from every state. They will dig and pull, enlist and go. But for you, scrub free that scum. But for us, for this thing is we, this home we've made, this fulfillment of a dream.
Where's Lucia?
I went to Starbucks to meet Jeff.
Thank God, suddenly I
Don't like that boy Jeff, not good enough.
He's not your boy.
A union organizer, what meaning does it have, undermining us?
Dishwashers, fish scalers, vegetable peelers, slop bucket sloppers, keep the world on course. Jeff counsels and defends. Don't put Jeff down.
She's a specialist, heart, kidney, lung. Handel's own. Make use of her large brain.
She's going to be a general practitioner in the South Bronx.
I went and stood in the line.
At Starbucks, you mean?
Jeff phoned.
Thank goodness, tell him to come here. I'll clean myself up. We'll have lunch.
I didn't answer him. I was about to go off duty. Naturally, I didn't leave. Someone said soon the wounded will be coming. We should get some air. We went up to the roof. I'd been up all night. The morning sky was blue, a deep, clear, a pure sky. Open, expectant somehow. It had been a quiet night, no gunshot wounds. One heart attack, mild, one acid reflex, terrified. Certain he was dying on the spot. It's worse when it's nothing. They're the ones who tend to make a fuss, the ones who understand. Who know they are quiet, self-possessed, they realize no medicine can. I didn't hear Jeff's ring.
Terrible noise, that.
Like suckling a child at the breast.
Disgusting.
The look on the face of a child at the breast, there's nothing lovelier than that.
We were watching, waiting, we were thinking. Soon the sirens will be screaming, we'll have no chance to stop, we'll be down in the street. We'll be standing in a line, we'll be getting them in, we'll be doing triage, making choices no one wants to make, but gladly, in fact, we'll be saving lives. A leg crushed, an arm, a chest we can fix. We'll have blood bags, oxygen, morphine. It was very quiet on the roof. We could see black smoke dashing against blueness of the sky. We could see specks falling like balloons drifting. No, like birds flapping, trying to fly.
I have them here. I watched, I saw, I like fireworks exploding. Astonishing colors exploding.
We were waiting, breathing, if only we can be of use. I had stepped out of these clogs. I'd been wearing them all night to rest my feet on the warm roof. It was growing hotter. The tar began to bubble, melt. Blisters started on the balls of my feet, blisters puffing up between my toes. My feet were melting into the tar. We thought soon we'd be yelling, screaming for bandages. We'd be cutting off clothes. My phone was on vibrator. But I couldn't feel anything. I wanted to call Jeff. I wanted to tell him right that I didn't want to wait. Then the first fell. Almost without effort, like a card house. a thing of ribbons rippling, gently folding into itself, delicate as if it had all the time in the world. My feet were stuck to the roof. When I walk, I'm in tremendous pain. I've got pus oozing between my toes.
Lucia, listen, for Christ's sake, I wish you'd pick up. Look, I'll be fine. They'll send helicopters, drop ropes. Don't worry. And tell us to go to the roof, stay put. I'll meet you in an hour at Starbucks.
Jeff. For God's sake, Jeff, give it up! Get out! They'll never get their union, you know that! There are bigger forces at work!
Lucia, I promise you, I watched, I saw, I have him here.
No one was coming, hurt or wounded. No one needed us. I went to Starbucks to meet Jeff. I could hardly walk. The skin on my feet was coming off. I crawled the last half block. I had something I had to tell Jeff.
Lucia, I love you. Don't forget it. Look, I'm burning up.
I looked up. I caught them in the air, watched them jump, fly, fall. I cradled them with my sight.
I'm on the roof, my girl. The sky above, the earth below. Here I go.
Stop. Stop, Jeff. Please, please don't jump. I've got something to tell you before. I've got something inside me. Us.
Let me hold you.
I don't want to be touched by you. Not now, not ever again.
Who are you?
I am Abdurrahman Ahmed. I am a livery cab. I found her outside on the floor. As she describes, her feet not able to walk.
Thank you.
One would do that for anyone's child. She's a kind person, a doctor.
Lucia, I've got this.
Wait a minute, please, please. I've got you inside me. Jeff, I need to tell you now, I want you to be the father of my child.
Caught them while they fell. People were running away. I stayed, arrested in air. Angels held in the palm.
You're covered in that stuff.
Stuff, Lucia, it's him, them, clinging like skin. Oh.
But he will be the father. He is already our baby's father.
Oh, dear. Oh, this happens so often in the first trimester, far more often than we are told. It's a common occurrence. So many first pregnancies end in miscarriage. It's shock, of course. Towels, I'll get towels. Here we are, here we are, here we are. You will get pregnant again. I thought my life stopped. Then Handel came. He had you, Lucia, needing someone. I got up. I went on. I need a mother, he said.
More photos, damn you. All right, Mohammed, up against the wall.
Abdul, Handel, for goodness sakes!
Give me a towel.
Don't be absurd. Here, dear, let me.
Please, I rescued your daughter.
Don't give me that. I've got eyes. I can see blood.
Handel, get hold of yourself!
I can stop. I can stop anytime I want. You want me to stop? Give me a towel. I don't want to leave marks.
Do it yourself. Abdul had nothing to do
Do
with
as you're told. You like it better like that?
Shoot him, Tess, please. Good.
Your guess. I do it for you to protect. Safe. Only for you, no one else. Caught in the act like she caught me in the ground. Legs splayed, blood everywhere. You think I don't see? Now he's gonna talk. No more of this Mr. Nice Guy. No. We know who you are. We know what you did. You want to see your wife again? Your kids? You want to watch? You want your wife raped? Blood on the ground? You want your daughter to flower? You want your virgins in the sky? Yeah, we'll have your eyeballs and highballs. Yeah. Gloves are coming off. Crush your balls in the palm of my hands. Eat them like olives. You'll give me what I need, believe me. You'll tell us what we want to know.
Maybe now we can open ourselves to the suffering in the world. If this could happen, then the terrible thing would be undone. Those young men who crashed those airplanes, my first thought, it was really, I felt for their mothers. I felt for their pain of having given birth, their care come to this. Am I wrong to think so? I watched, I saw, I felt the mother's cries in me. Strange what thoughts come. And I'm not the only one. All around me as I stand in the street, people are full of feelings they've never felt. Who knows why they think what they think? The city's so quiet. People are busy, expanding their hearts. Feelings come, they dare not say. No noise, but the whoosh of each one opening up. The city's so still, like being held in a large hand. Each one is a newborn for the first time, such sweetness. We stand quiet together, mourning our dead. There's no more terror on the streets of New York. I had watched Lucia grieve before.
When my mother died,
Then also her body was where she hid.
I started playing soccer. I joined the swim team. I began to compete.
10 years old, her body muscled up, no breasts.
In the water, I felt safe.
Lucia had lost 2 mothers by the age of 10. The one in China no one knew, and Handel's first wife, the mother who raised her. I am the 3rd mother in Lucia's life, the one lacking the most.
On the street, my feet pounding. The cement, I can begin to breathe. The day Jeff fell, jumped. My breath stopped. I know well enough how the chest constricts, the lungs burst, hurtling through space. The breath leaves like brilliant flashes of light.
I am afraid she will run until her own lungs burst in her chest, like the brilliant flashes of light I caught. She doesn't go to work. She runs until she falls into bed.
Luce, are you home?
Jeff?
Hey, how's my girl?
Jeff?
Don't question, Lucia, accept.
Jesus, Jeff, except what? That you're back? You're here. Touching me. Fine, great, yes, I do, I accept. Oh, my darling boy, hold me tight.
How's the little worm?
But Jeff, it's not.
Don't go there, Luce. It's all right. You were going to tell me. I loved looking at you with your secret inside. You said you didn't want to have the champagne.
Only a sip, I said. We were so happy that night.
Oh, the food was great. Stars, the service, Luce. They thought, we could unionize.
I was so proud of you, Jeff. The smiles on the faces of the waiters.
The free oysters and chocolate mousse they slipped us. We were so certain we were going to win. We are so happy, Lucia, now.
I am so happy, Jeff.
You're dreaming, Lucia. It's a dream.
Don't say that.
It's okay. This is how we can meet.
In my head. Oh my God, you don't know what happened to the child, Jeff.
I know everything that you know. It's just that here right now we are all 3 together. Everything's good. This is how it was meant to be.
Shit!
Come on, cheer up. I know it isn't much, it isn't what we thought we deserved, but hey, it's something, it's a slice. You feel me?
If I can feel you, you must be here next to me. There's no other way.
Inside your head, there's a world. On the skin of your eyeballs. I can project myself sometimes. Not all the time. Usually when you're least prepared, hardly ever when you really need me to be there. It's not that I don't want to, Lucia. Obviously, I want to be with you all the time, you and our child. Obviously, I would like to make a home, but it's not how it works. But you won't believe this. I still do have some choice if I really strain my astral self. Well, it's not really a self. I am no longer a single, self-conscious entity. Never mind. The I was can still enter your world through your dream.
What sort of mystical shit is that? You're here, Jeff. I can see you. I can feel you. I can beat your chest.
That's my girl, Luce. Feisty and sweet. I've loved you and loved you for this.
Don't fucking use the past tense.
It's not the past. I'm here now in your head.
In my life.
The mind's a great expanse. We can go anywhere together. You and I, we can wander. We can lean on each other like we always said we would through thick and thin. We don't have to give each other up.
It's beginning to sound like bondage to me. Can't you understand? I don't want to have to make you up in my head. I want you to be.
Me too. I wanted it all. The 5-course meal with nuts. But we're lucky. We at least...
Lucky? You and I? What about the child? What about the rest of my life?
All I know is that I'm here with you.
You're not real!
What is real? Who? Could I talk like this even inside your dream if you were making me up? Stop being a scientist. Just experience. Just feel.
Scientist experience. That's what science is all about. We observe, we taste, smell. I can diagnose by the pulse, by the color of the whites of the eyes, the breath. I can tell if someone is sick. I can tell what kind of disease they have. And I can tell you this, Jeff. You have terminal death.
It's not as fatal as all that.
No? Can you come with me? Can I get inside your head? It's gotta be me who is here for you. Isn't that what this is all about?
Why do you make everything so difficult? You were always like that.
Oh yes, I'm the difficult one. You are the creative soul, the dreamer, the idealist, and now you've got me just where you want me. I'm a prisoner inside your fantasy.
That's an odd way of putting it. Since this is your dream, Luce, you are the one that wakes up.
Oh, fucking great! I get to turn on the light. Whoosh, off you go, out of here! Where to, Jeff? Tell me where.
You know I can't tell you that. That is strictly forbidden.
By whom? By what?
Hey, nobody knows that stuff. This is what we've got, kid. This is us.
It's not enough. Jeff, not fucking enough! I want you in my bed every morning. I want to wake you up at 4 a.m. when I need to talk. I want you walking the floors with our crying child. I want you bringing me coffee. Answer me, Jeff. Say something. God damn it! You get to go.
Yes! Yes! Where? Oh, come home, my birds, never more to roam. Lucia, daughter. Here. Come. There.
I just can't live without him. That's all. I don't want to.
So I thought when your mother died, but I had you, my pet. You must live for me, for my sake. Oh, you are young. You will find a new lease on life. You may not believe me yet, but time will tell. The invasion has begun. We're in Tora Bora, closing in.
I'm going out.
You, go child, you are free. Come back to me. Oh, 'tis my heart, my one. The day has come. Bombs away, glorious day. Revenge is sweet. Alan Greenbridge, thanks for checking in. Oh, family first in times like these, bonds of love. Rest assured, Handel sees inside the brain. Everyone wants houses now, a roof over their head. Give them mortgages to pay. Bundle up, rate them A. Revenge is empty, must be fed. Their fixed rates will fast unfix. Watch them scramble, watch them fail. Bet against their losses yourself. Regulation is passé. Glass-Steagall in the toilet flush. Oh, profits usher boom times in. Overpricing begets bonuses stupendous. Terror begets acquisition, no restriction. Get begets gobble up. The dust, is it toxic? Yes, it must be. Pulverized cement remains. What else? Still, I see them from my window here. They work without respite, without respirators too. Give them loans they can't afford. When they falter, banks foreclose. Good to speak with you, Alan. Free money flows from the Fed. Prime to explode begets subprime. Collateralized debt swaps all around. Between you and me, the private sector wins this war.
Put it there. Thanks.
Is him her husband?
They weren't married.
She had his child.
They would have been, I suppose. Handel was opposed.
A father should wish to marry his daughter.
That is the problem, I'm afraid.
A father should want the best for his child.
In theory, yes.
Let me out.
Oh, if I could, I would. Of course I would.
If you could.
If I could, I would. I'm against all this. Everything that has now begun.
Open the door.
It's locked from the inside. He keeps the keys since I came back. Foolish of me. Without money, I don't live.
You don't know where?
On him, on his person.
Sleep take them.
Sleeps in his chair.
Still he sleeps sometime.
I can't just rummage around.
You are his wife.
He keeps them under his balls.
I do not understand this house.
One window opens up. Abdul, why don't you escape? I'll bring you bed sheets.
It's my job.
You had a job. You can go back to driving a cab.
That cab was towed.
Dear, that's hardly fair. You did a good deed.
It was parked outside. And then there was an empty spot. When he was done, he took me to the window. He said I was free, I could go. He got in the room. Man, I wasn't him. But two police were standing on the street below where the cab was. They had guns, he told me. I could also stay and work for him.
Leave. Go to the tow garage. Explain. I'll write a letter for you.
I'm illegal. They will deport me. He knows I have no papers. And that car belonged to my cousin. I cannot go back and tell him I lost it. They will find me if I run away. If they send me back to my country, I will be put into prison. What he did to me is not much. What they do there is... I don't want to think. It will be beautiful.
I'm going to do it in gold leaf. Icarus. He flew too near the sun, but his wings were made of wax.
We are all like that.
That's the point.
You are happy doing your work.
Would I be happier somewhere else? Not in my country either, I'm afraid. It's true what he says. I was a whore. High class, but a prostitute nonetheless. I still am, of course. Do I shock you?
I don't think so. I think I'm sad.
I think you are very rare, Abdul.
You tell me of your unhappiness. I feel sad.
I should sculpt you. I will. You can model for me, would you? I'll sculpt you catching Icarus as he falls. He'll melt into you. Oh, I feel that way. We hold them in ourselves.
We must. The lost belong to us. They have no one else.
Jeff was a good person. I felt it was a miracle Lucia had found someone to love her and take her away. And then Jeff died, and you came carrying Lucia in your arms. He also understood. He hated Jeff, and he beat you up.
He's afraid. He feels better to beat someone up.
That's a dangerous thought.
This is how I understand the world. The frightened are the worst.
Yes, but if you are the one he beats up to feel upbeat, so to speak, and you don't run away, what does that say about you?
I tremble like anyone else.
Boy, fool! Tess, my Tess. Stay away from him, I say.
Normal people don't keep prisoners, Handel.
Normal people? Quite a concept. It's a new world, my pet, my one. My star circling my sun.
And Abdul is your...
He's mine, not yours. What does it matter what he is? He's a nothing. He wandered in.
I'm intrigued. I want him to model for
No!
you. An hour a day.
No!
You have nothing more to say? You've become a man of few words.
You have grown distant, Tess. You once were a good wife.
You picked me out of the gutter.
No, that ridiculous story again. I met you at an exquisite dinner. You spoke English with hardly an accent.
I was the whore of your money launderer. How much did you pay?
Oh, the words that come from your mouth, my Tess. All of a sudden, so frank, my point, as if you have nothing to lose. Is that it? It's a new world, my pet. I don't have time to watch the door at all times. You are allowed to sculpt. He will not model for you, and you must not go out. Photographs are forbidden henceforth. Who knows what danger lurks? Who knows could find your camera with pictures of prime sites, homes of the very rich. If you attempt to leave me, I will cut you off. And my testicles, Tess, I remind you, are sensitive to your touch. Chechnya is not a happy place, so dear wife, be content. Do your artistic work. We'll arrange a show for you in Soho, all gold-leafed, if you behave.
Mr. Handel, sir.
Sit down.
So yes. Thank you for,
For what?
well, sir,
What for? I ask you that.
for inviting me, I'd say.
Exactly. Why ever for?
Sir, really, I haven't a clue.
I have a daughter.
I've heard.
Life's blood. My heart aches every moment of every day. Heartache is real, Abbas. Nighttime lurch awake. Sorrow in the chest. You have children.
I've never married, sir.
Hidden children, then?
None that I know.
Oh, no more. They can appear to a man in
I'm sure.
FBI.
I've recently left the Bureau.
Man of principle.
Sir, I have no illusions that what I do in any way
I'm a
might...
bachelor, not congenital.
I don't think so. I haven't yet met a...
Oh, my daughter Lucia is very beautiful.
I've been told as much, sir.
She's late. Not congenitally principled, I suggest.
Well, I suppose I don't know. One doesn't know, do they, until... I resigned, that's all.
Big fish. That guy you hooked. What's his nom de guerre? Ibn al-Sheikh al-Libi. Oh, Pakistan. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Tremendous catch.
An Al-Qaeda operative, we know that much.
Paid for with cash by the barrel. Money talks, pass the bucks. Is that how that was engineered?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose.
Where is this al-Libi now?
Classified, I'm afraid.
CIA, cut off your balls.
We disrupted the plot in Yemen. Al-Libi talked. Al-Qaeda was planning to blow the Yemeni embassy up.
Fine, good. Who even knows where Yemen is? Who can find Yemen on the map, excuse me? But who gives a crap? Our embassy in Yemen is stuffed with Yemenis. We see them lying in the rubble for 10 seconds on the news. Who cares?
I'm sorry Yemen is so far away. Nevertheless, we saved innocent lives.
You want Cleveland to be attacked, the Golden Gate?
Of course not.
My daughter's fiancé jumped. She miscarried on the spot.
I am sorry, sir. I'd heard, of course, my condolences.
They'll come at us again unless we stop them where they live.
Absolutely, sir. Agreed.
And so we need to know Saddam Hussein was in on 9/11.
That's hardly likely, sir.
That's what Al-Libi told the CIA.
Al-Libi was talking freely to me. He never said such a
You
thing.
stopped too soon.
It's just not credible.
No one admires a man who quits.
With all respect, sir, those tactics never work.
Libby spilled the beans. Bin Laden and Saddam Hussein are allies, friends.
Sir, just to make the pain stop, a man will say anything.
Power's got to take the facts to the UN. Do you suggest that the President and the Secretary of Defense repeat false intelligence?
Of course not. Who could think such a thing?
Saddam Hussein planned 9/11. Done deal. We invade.
I see.
I like you, Abbas, I do. I don't believe the things that people say.
What do people say?
Come, you're an Arab.
Half. My father was born in Syria.
Syria's friendly with Hezbollah, Hamas.
My father was educated in Britain.
Oh, you know how people talk.
My father was an engineer.
Explosives, detonation.
He built bridges.
Muslim?
By birth.
Tell me, Abbas, did your father pray?
At Ramadan, on holidays, not 5 times a day.
Did your father take you with him to the mosque?
Sometimes, yes, he wanted me to. My mother was Unitarian, born and raised in Boston. I also went to church with her. I'm an American, sir.
Through and through.
My father became an American citizen.
My father, too. We are a nation of immigrants.
Yes, sir. Stronger, braver, better for being a melting pot.
I dismiss the nasty rumors out of hand.
I'm a trained interrogator, sir. I'm good at what I do.
They say you're soft on terror.
That's ridiculous, sir.
Al-Libi talked, but not to you.
The CIA rendered Al-Libi to Egypt.
Correct. What did the sick bastard know? Why else strap him down? Why risk ourselves? Our sanity's at stake. They hate our way of life. Slap his penis back and forth. Why suffer so? We are shat upon, we shit on others, and we are wise. You wish for loftier thoughts? Smear some menstrual blood upon his balls. Stick something up his rectum. He gives us what we need.
God forgive.
I want you at the helm of deep water. Abbas, principles you have. Your hands are squeaky clean. The private sector is the place to be. I want you on the deep water team.
Deep water, sir?
The pay is high. $1 million or more a year. Better yet, you'll be in charge. Fuck the CIA. Deepwater works directly with the highest office in the land.
Sir.
Enough. My daughter has suffered it. It breaks my heart. She's coming. Step away. Appear as if by chance. Child. Daughter. Exquisite dress.
You said I should dress.
Scraggly you've got. Awful running pants. Sneakers deranged. Look, ever since, but never. 1 year has passed. It's enough. Let Jeff rest in peace in his grave.
Jeff has no grave. Not 1 ounce of Jeff was ever found.
Tess memorializes in gold leaf. It costs. Monsters, cannibals, what kind of people do such things? The lobster is fleshy and fresh. Raw oysters to begin. some steak. You are over thin, delicious to behold. Décolletage, game hen.
Whatever you want.
Warm breasts of Cornish game hen. Raw oysters. First, some lobster steak champagne. She knows what to bring. Now then, my child. I have suffered watching you. And yet you must begin again. Remake your life. I have done so more than once. My mother ran in front of me and leapt. Your mother fell from a horse. They fall away from us. It's our fate. And Jeff, we lose them in the air. We remain. They fly away. We stay, my child Lucia. We are tasked with the task of picking up, becoming anew, because you would have become a mother by now with Jeff working hard in some clinic in the South Bronx, living in a roach-infested apartment.
Don't ever speak of Jeff. The child, our life, that is mine. Why did I come?
Yes, we would not have been having this talk. We would, no doubt about it, be estranged. Your delicious dress would not have been bought. Nor this.
What is this?
Oh, Father's love, don't break my heart. It's a new world, my child. We took the hit. We answered back. Before it was possible to live as you imagined in your scrubs. Not now.
Please stop.
Hey, fascism threatened. We stood up. Forgot depression. And now, once more, unbidden, enjoy the emeralds on your wrist.
I don't want any part of this. I don't wish anyone else in the world to suffer as I have. What good is revenge? Oh.
Sir, amazing to run into you.
Fortuitous, Mr. David Abbas, my daughter Lucia.
Lucia, enchanté.
Please.
A beautiful name for a beautiful woman.
I was just on my way.
Sit! David Abbas is about our nation's business. Sit down.
Please.
Now then.
Very lovely bracelet for
Enough.
a lovely... I've made my point.
A celebration of sorts, a new start, a new life, is it not? Yes, Lucia.
I don't think so.
A new world, Abbas, a new start, a new job.
I wouldn't go. Rather, I'm asking you to stay, just for a bit, please. We've only now met. Don't leave, I understand.
I don't want to be
An object. Of course not, of pity or anything else. Trust me.
Lucia's a physician, a healer. She's learned from her father. She's had enormous gifts. She should be of use.
A doctor, that's wonderful.
I've not been a doctor for a year.
Well, then it's time.
I tried. I found out something very odd. I can no longer stand the sight of blood.
He didn't tell me.
He doesn't know. Why would he? An object, did you say? To him, I'm a creature made up. Prospero's Miranda. It's an unsightly trait in a doctor. I was suturing a child. I ran out of the room to retch, and I never went back. I have blood on my hands. That's how it felt. I can't explain.
You don't have to explain, I know. I lost close friends at the Pentagon. We are tainted, you and I. Sometimes, Lucia, I think it's more difficult to survive. Please, you can trust me. Our work is our salvation. Has to be.
She's the dearest thing to me, Abbas. I was unable to spare her. Helpless I was to protect her. Those who attacked took her joy. Her innocence is gone. My daughter has suffered more than... David can speak better than I.
Look, there's a war in a faraway place, Afghanistan. Very soon there will be an invasion of Iraq. There is nothing any one of us can do about that. We will take down Saddam, and I, for one, say it's about time. The Iraqis will thank us for that. We will crush Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, but it won't be bloodless. There are those who hate us, and so there will be prisoners. Trained interrogators are in short supply. I speak Arabic. I know the region. Lucia, I want you to come along. Trained interrogators need trained medical help. Don't leave. Don't try to run anymore. Don't say anything at all. Ask yourself if you can be of use. I think your fiancé would want that.
We are dedicated to the Geneva Convention. Deepwater is our name.
Believe me when I tell you, private contractors have their place. The CIA can get rough. The FBI is being sidelined. The military police cannot police themselves. Our best, our most humane chance is with the private sector. We have no axe to grind. I need you, Lucia. It's as simple as that. To keep the Hippocratic Oath. Don't speak. Don't tell me now. You won't have to see blood. You'll be with me, so blood doesn't flow.
That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It's Belle Epoque.
Oh, what do I see when I look at you?
Let me tell you a story.
I'm looking inside the living man. That's where I'm trying to look.
On my breath, the inside comes out. Let me speak.
What good are words in times like these?
Words are of no use. Stories, yes.
He's at dinner. He'll be back.
Until then, we are free.
Locked in.
Stories take us out.
All right, talk. Try not to move.
The vizier of the Sultan was riding through the market when he came upon a slave woman auction. The slave women were displayed in a semicircle, gowned in dresses of rich vermilions, azures, burgundies, and emerald greens, each embroidered in golden threads. Their hair and lips were covered, but their shapely noses and wide eyes were available to view. And the vizier could see that the slave women came from all races: Turks, Franks, Circassians, Tartars, Nubians, Georgians, Chechens, Albanians, and others. Around the slave women, who stood silent with heads slightly bowed so as to avoid catching any buyer's eye, stood a group of hearing men, both old and young, comely and hideous to behold. Some clearly wealthy, and others less well dressed. The man's eyes were alive with the lust as they surveyed the shapely women arrayed before them. Nevertheless, the vizier of the Sultan was not used to feeling empathy, and did not quite know himself why he reined his shiny bay stallion to stop remaining mounted while he ever looked the group. Nevertheless, صاحب المزاد عندما رأى وزير السلطان أتى إلى المزاد، هذا يدل على أنه سوف يشتري أجمل الجميلات. كانت هناك امرأة نوبية جميلة جدا، شعرها طويل إلى خصرها، عيونها كبيرة وعريضة ولماعة اللون، ملابسها بيضاء بالكامل مع الزمرد الأخضر. الكل بدأ يعرف أن الوزير سوف يشتري الامرأة النوبية.
Abdul, sit.
The vizier from his stallion said nothing. He had been struck speechless, in effect by his love for the Chechen. She was at the edge of the semicircle. Why this one and not that one? Of course, the physio cannot tell. For when love strikes, one is helpless against all sense. All the physio knew is he must have the Chechen. Dressed, not as beautifully as others, but there was something bold in her face. In fact, a tall Nubian and the shorter Chechen among all the slave women at auction that day were only the two who stood unbound by their fate. Perhaps thought the vizier he should purchase them both. That way, when presented to the Sultan, surely the Sultan would choose the more imposing Nubian. For perhaps it was only the vizier, after all, who was capable of seeing the nobility on the shorter, less glamorous Chechen frame. As for himself, the vizier knew his life would be over and unfulfilled. All meaning would depart. And soon after, his very will to live, were he not to wed with the Chechen, whom he promised to treat with great respect all his life.
My Chechen girl, a stirring in the groin, a good night's work. My heavy heart has grown light to 10 to 10.
Where's Lucia?
Secured, my will, procured. Come, the night is young.
Why isn't Lucia with you?
Lucia's no longer your concern.
What have you done with her?
Tess, is this an inquisition which you run?
You've done something terrible
Is
to
this
her.
an insurrection boiling up? I leave you here alone, home alone with, no, not alone, with someone. Him. Where? Mohammed, come!
His name is Abdul Handel.
His name is what I say it is. Nameless in his box, no habeas corpus rights. Here, boy, appear before your judge.
You've involved Lucia in your schemes.
You hardly know. You cannot think, envision. You're an artist, Tess, a decoration. If not that, what? Oh, some ore that I picked up. Come here. Massage my groin.
You called?
I need my groin massaged. Any hand will do. Enlightened, I allow a choice. Who first?
No.
No.
Not you!
But please, I cannot witness such a thing. It is not.
Not love? The word upon your tongue? The way inside what you call your heart? Right dare you speak of justice? So you two have formed a bond. Enough! Muhammad here will massage my groin. Open the windows so I can see the stars. To come within the Milky Way, to soar, to be a part of the great, eternal, enduring mystery, the source of eternal life. Far away, a land awaits its fate, and now once more an epic hand. Tribal force, shock of all! I am so full I shall explode!
What have you done with Lucia?
I'm stronger than you, my pet. So, repeat the litany you know by heart, or I do fear the window here is very high. A suicidal female jumped. It's hardly news. Your choice, my pet. A choice to make we always have, to be enough to be what's yours, my pet.
my love. The center of my life. All good radiates from you, my dear, my husband, my beloved. You are most just, most righteous in intent, liberatory by design. You bring with every breath you draw more goodness into the world. Enduring peace, source of might.
Yes, yes, yes! We dare! Invade! Invade!
This guy's a big fish.
Have you read his diary?
This guy's the biggest of the big fish. A whale, not white. A big dark whale. Yes, sir. Abu Zubaydah's just entered the Bagram Air Force Base interrogation room here in Afghanistan. Not quite on his own steam. He's well. They're starting right now. Yes, sir, I'll stay on the line.
He's recently had major surgery.
We saved his life. The guy was sitting at a kitchen table in the middle of making a bomb when we went in. Jumped out the window to escape. He was shot in the gut and lower down. We flew a surgeon in all the way from Johns Hopkins Hospital.
He's got edema, swelling of the legs, ankles, open suppurating sores. None of this is consistent with his initial injuries.
You're here to monitor his treatment. This guy's full of information, believe me.
I suggest you give his diary a read.
Yes, sir. The interrogation is currently beginning as planned.
Why are his legs swollen like that?
This guy knows stuff that can save innocent lives. Man, oh man, that's rough. Listen up. Ease up. Take him nice and easy. Right. Okay, he's back. No need for you to go in. No, sir. Silent as a night. Yes, sir, he's a tough bastard, all right.
What are they doing to him?
They're talking. You want to look?
No, I do not.
Shit, he's fainted. Hey, guys. Easy does it. Make it nice. Shit. You don't want to look. Just go in, check his vitals, tell them if it's safe to continue. I'll be right here, Lucia. Yes, sir. He's holding his own. Medical is with him now. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, I do understand. I am with you 100%. This guy knows stuff for sure. We know that much. I am with you. Yes, sir, it's absolutely the right thing to do. American lives are at stake. How is he?
He'll live.
Okay. We just got medical clearance. Right, sir. We got orders from the chief. Ramp it up.
Stop! I told them it was enough for one day. He's naked and freezing. He's got suppurating open sores on his arms, legs. His blood pressure is high. His heartbeat is irregular. He could have a stroke. I told him to stop, David.
Too late.
I'm the medical officer. I told him to lay off.
I just got medical clearance. Poor son of a bitch. I'll turn the speaker off.
I'm calling it off for the day. He's hypothermic. Blue!
Look, I'm talking to Washington on the phone. We've got clearance from the chief.
What?
No stopping now.
Washington can't see. I can. I've ordered a halt for today.
Listen, this guy begged to be killed. He asked to be smothered with a pillow. Oh, man, that was rough. Shit, he's down. Why can't they take it easy?
I'm going back in.
No. Wait. It's all right. He's up. They got him up. He's tied up. He's not going to be able to stand on his own.
Let me pass.
I tell you, we're not going to lose him. Not on my watch. I'm on your side, Lucia. Trust. Nothing yet. They're on it, sir. You bet. Hey, chin up. Huh? You know all the rest. Stiff upper lip. This guy's a bona fide, dyed-in-wool terrorist fuck. He was building a bomb, for Christ's sake.
Perhaps. Maybe I'm a physician.
Of course you are. You're a doctor. You're a compassionate, feelingful woman. And Abu Zubaydah is a fucking terrorist pig who would kill you as soon as look at you. Throw acid into your lovely face. He's got the resume, let me tell you. First off, the guy's a Palestinian. His parents are from the Gaza Strip. He was born in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, home to Osama. He fought jihad against the Russians in Afghanistan on our dime. After that, he ran logistics and recruitment for his pal Bin Laden. I know these people, Lucia. I know the way they think. I tell you, this guy wants to kill every American.
My orders are to keep him well enough to tell you what you want to know. I'm telling you to stop them from torturing him.
Ramping up.
Tell them to stop. You will have a corpse on your hands, on all our hands, if you don't!
Okay. Wow, what's happening? Thank God the fucker's finally talking. I can see his jaw moving. He's tied up and he's babbling. I'm gonna turn this on.
Parking malls! Shopping malls! Parking lots! Big cities over your country! You want to know? Everywhere! No one is safe! No one is safe!
Shopping mall, shit. See? If we had stopped, you can stop too soon. Believe me, you can. You let these guys off the hook, then your job, your reputation, more importantly, lives. Innocent lives. You can't have... I can't afford to have that on my conscience. You heard right, sir. Parking lots, shopping malls. Shit, he's fainted.
Get out of my way.
Sorry, sir. The guy's hanging by his arms, dangling midair, naked as the day he was born. He fainted, that's all. Medical's with him now. Yeah, they're taking him down. Yeah, she's giving him a shot. Yeah, he's coming around. No, sir, we cannot continue. Yes, sir, we use what we've got. You heard the fucker say it himself. Parking lots, shopping malls, mothers with strollers, senior citizens, entire families at Walmart, at Kmart, at Target. At Targets, my God. Where? How the fuck are we supposed to know that? The guy's completely out. I told him to go easy, but... Yes, sir, it's a terrorist plot. Everywhere, no one's safe. Fuck! Look, I'll do my best.
He's going back to his cell. I ordered a blanket, clothing, pain medication.
You did the right thing, but when can we start again?
Not until he's had sleep.
Look, we've got critical, time-sensitive, actionable intelligence right this minute, right now.
Shopping mall.
That's why we've got to get the specifics. We stop now. There are mothers with babies in their arms, Lucia.
What makes you think he wasn't making it up? Family to get them to stop
Think
slapping
like
him in the
that.
gut!
It's too
David, do you
dangerous.
want to kill him in that room?
Of course not. We're not even supposed to leave marks.
Then listen to sound medical advice.
I am not making these decisions, Lucia. They come from higher up. I'm a cog in the wheel. So are you. There's a limit to what any of us can do.
I'm telling you, you can cause irreversible damage to his system if you don't stop!
Okay, they're dragging him out. Look, you want to see?
Oh, Talbot used a stretcher, for God's sake!
20 minutes, no more. I've got Washington hanging on. They're waiting to send SWAT teams into shopping malls. We need location, location, location. Shit. Strap him into a chair. No more hanging from the ceiling. Slap him till he can hold his head up. Yes, sir, the interrogation is proceeding. We are getting actionable intelligence right now. Shopping malls. It's a big country. I do know that, sir.
Hey, Luce, what's going on with you?
Stop it, Jeff, go away.
Come on, kiddo, let me in.
Really, I can't. Leave me alone. I'm on call, on duty. You have, you will.
Hey, you've gone back to work. That's wonderful. Great. St. Vincent's?
I'm a cog in the wheel of the global war against terror.
What is
And
that?
it's all your fault. If you hadn't jumped, if you hadn't been in that building that day, if you had met me at Starbucks like you promised, none of this would
Lucia,
be
you're
like...
not making
Look!
sense.
Jeff, listen to me. It's another world. It's not the life that you and I had. And I can't talk to you anymore. I've got high security clearance. I can't talk to anyone. I can't even hear your voice.
Lucia, I don't understand
I
what
can't hear you,
were-
Jeff. Go away!
Listen, the bastard stopped talking again. Slap the fucking son of a bitch awake. Yes, sir, he's right where we want him. He's on the verge of giving us locations, streets. Chicago, St. Louis, LA, Teaneck, New Jersey. Show him a map, tell him the point. There, right there where? Fuck, he's bleeding. He's bleeding off the fucking map. He's bleeding all over the floor. Clean that blood up. Go on in, Doc. Yes, sir, of course. We showed him a map. It looked like the Midwest or the Southwest. Yes, he's talking, he's spilling the beans. These guys will stop at nothing. Shopping malls, who could imagine? He lost consciousness. That's all. No, the medical officer's with him now. He'll come around. These guys are tough like barbed wire. You can't shut them down. I know we don't want a high visibility corpse on our hands. I'm totally with you, sir, on that.
Jeff, look, I've gone back to work. I'm okay. I'm like, remember how you used to say I was happiest covered in blood? Remember the day you surprised me in the emergency room? You complained of a chest pain just so they'd check you in. I just staunched a gunshot wound. I was covered in blood. I had a big dopey smile on my face. That's what you said. You have a big dopey smile on your face. I was so happy because my patient was going to live. Jeff, look, Ants, talk back. You're never here when I need you.
Hey, come on. It's David. What happened? What the fuck happened in there? Is he still alive?
I don't know, I fell. I slipped in his blood from his nose, his rectum. Transfusion blanket. Someone had better call someone. It's obvious, isn't it? I'm going to be sick. I'm quite sick.
Fuck, I've gotta go in. Calm down, sir. Tell the secretary to calm down. I'm going in, trust me. I'll get the fucking son of a bitch to tell me exactly.
Luce, for God's sakes.
Here I am. What's wrong? You weren't like this before.
Before? No.
When we were together, you were brave, you were strong.
If someone behind that door needs you, Luce, you go in. You never give up. You give CPR way too long. You beat on his heart. Even if he's homeless, even if he's an addict with HIV, an ex-con who has nothing to live for,
Lucia, you bring back from the dead. You smile at him and you hold his hand. It's not in you, Luce, to stop. Every life is worth... You used to say that each life is worth the whole world.
Do you know how many shopping malls there are in America? Do you have any idea? The guy's babbling. He's out of his mind. Look! Jeff, here, they gave me a copy of his diary. He writes in 3 voices, Honey 1, Honey 2, Honey 3. He writes obsessively. My left thumb is dirty and it has a scratch, says Honey 1. No, I want to pick my nose and get inside her blouse, Honey 2. Honey 3, everybody is looking funny at me. This is the man we are torturing to get the truth.
I hear you, Luce.
I hear every word you say, believe me, but you are not making any sense.
Yes, sir, shopping malls. That's what he said. I don't know where, everywhere, for all I know. Orange alert, nationwide. National Guard armed in every shopping mall. These motherfuckers will stop at nothing. Of course, people shouldn't stop shopping. But they'd better be on the alert. If they see anything suspicious, Muslim, yes, non-white, with backpacks. My God, I was against all this. I promised myself I never would. You think I wanted to beat him to a pulp? You think I don't know what a man can become? You think I want them to blow us all up?
Forward.
Master!
Master, yes, Master of the universe. Hosanna, Master Builder. Master of the wish, intention to, the well-intentioned everywhere on earth. Alas, not all can ascertain, ascend to self-mastery, and thus from this deficiency we arrive at master, slave, to grim necessity, we bow. You think such power over you does not try my soul? Monologist I have become. I speak for me and you and those, whoever will exist. I speak of consciousness, unconscious, wish, dream life. All tweets, blogs, all airwaves I shall own. I have peered inside. I see the vastness of the human mind. Inner space belongs to me. Closer, come. Head down, evil one. Head keeps bouncing up. Head down. Head keeps wanting to become erect like Dick, inflating of itself. Ah, the plot inside that disobedient brain I am forced to preempt strike. Otherwise, I am not, you are, not me.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord, and well, why not? The power's mine, and thus I am. Right thus. This now. Transcribe my inner thoughts. Take note. Contort, conceive, conquer, and convert. Take down. I improvise. Desire first. Contort the facts. Believe the lies you speak. Conceive the strike. Conquer the infidel. Have I the order right? Reread me now.
Contort the facts that you believe are lies. Conceive the lies you speak. Convert yourself unto belief of lies that you desire to be truth. Have I the order right?
That was it, is it? Was it that? Be precise. Not one word out of place. Take note. Now, I continue. Faith, have it in you.
Have it in you.
Faith.
Faith.
Faith, fool.
Faith, fool. I read back.
Do you have it in you?
Do you?
Stop! In you, in you.
In you?
Not I, fool, in you, in you. Do you, faith, have you? Write this. In me, do I have faith? Answer that.
There is no God but God.
Ah! Palaver, palaver. Useless tool. Pick up your tool and transcribe. Faith not yours to have is mine, all mine. Boot up, or I boot you. My thoughts will run amok. They must be caught, contained. Now, I shall begin again. Today's lesson, to be released by you upon my blog into the stratoblogosphere, where millions turn their eyes to glean self-help while Handel speaks. Common feeling. What you say?
What?
A feeling. Common feeling is... Once was common, no longer is. And now you must ask of me...
Why indeed?
Don't roll your eyes! What insect brain? Why this turn away from common fellow feeling which in the past delivered up so much? Oh, public libraries, emergency rooms, bridges over troubled waters.
A question most well put.
Of course. And now I must ask, what has transpired to tear us so apart? To render us single, individual, one of a kind, myself. Speak loud.
Myself? My sire stabbed me cold.
Selfless, yourself is, was, will be, unto eternity. Bend down! True glory comes to those most meek. You comprehend?
That lie low. Yet, there is more inside your febrile brain.
Fertile fool! More wisdom you expect?
A font. You have not applied your diabetes.
Correct. I must confess, if I turn myself away from even lowly you, even I am wounded, diminished, and made less. I suffer if I blind my eyes to suffering beneath. You masses are not I. I, Handel, never fall so low. I stand upon the promontory, great height. Oh, desire to become to propels above all else, here common feeling reigns. Here common feeling reigns. From the top, look down with empathy. What did I say? Repeat.
Huh? Empathy, empathy, as clear as day you said.
Strike that. Strike that again. True empathy is pain. Feeling for another is terror. I go too far to feel the sorrow of another. Such feelings would take over. Stop! Can't! Bring Tess, I want my wife. Hit save. Slave. Hit save, slave, slave. Hit send. Release into the stratoblogosphere. Relief. Now, bring Tess. At long last, I am alone. All by myself alone, I can confess I've never actually felt for someone else. What brand of loneliness is that? Profound discontent. It is my parents' fault, no doubt. Deprived from birth, they never picked me up. There. Unshackle her at once. Unbind, unblind, goggles off. Tess, my Tess. Now you see me. Reshackle, arms behind her back. Dear Tess. Down upon your knees. Head here upon my lap.
I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Or I, you.
Then all of a sudden, there you were this afternoon on the Red Cross tour. Your clipboard as usual. Only here in Baghdad, not Afghanistan.
I prefer the ICRC to my father.
I also resigned immediately after.
A man of principle.
It is possible to run a humane facility. My part, where I call the shots.
Here in Baghdad, but not Afghanistan.
You saw me at my worst.
You don't have to explain.
You don't often see.
No.
We're all on the run.
Sure, why does anyone come over here?
Round up the desperate ones, give them a purpose.
You were quite purposeful. That is one way to say it.
Look, I thought, truly, you have no idea the pressure I was under.
Thank you for shielding me.
Actually, I would like to.
Nurture and protect.
Why not?
The torturer comes home, we find out he's a good family man.
I am not what you think.
I was there.
We were both there doing our thing.
I'm aware.
Look, we should speak about today.
Where I went?
Things like that.
I'm not altogether certain I'm going to tell you.
Then let's have a drink.
A drink?
My room. You're wearing a cocktail dress. Bourbon only, I'm afraid, but it's very fine.
Is that what happens now?
Usually, yes.
Bourbon and then sex.
Then forget.
I don't drink.
Lime juice, then. Here on the hotel terrace in full view.
I do sex.
Thank God.
Not necessarily here now.
Not required.
Used to.
That's something else we have in common.
If I could forget,
Believe me, it's best.
I suppose.
I expected you to disagree.
Oh no. Drinking. Fucking. Universal, I believe. Oblivion!
It's the in-between that gets one down. The spaces where memory comes.
Bit of a poet.
In my youth.
No money in that.
True enough. Look, those of us who've been here before, you already know this is the sort of stuff that goes on. It might not be nice. We should talk.
What can we talk about?
Feelings, I suppose. We've both been.
Talking helps.
It might.
How about bourbon and sex?
Completely reliable, yes.
You can tell me, actually. I'd like to know.
Tell you what.
How was your day?
Ah. Yes.
We lost sight.
You were at my side and then you weren't
I
anymore.
turned
It was
down
an
the
official
hall.
tour. Your group was supposed to stay.
I was wearing my white coat stethoscope. I find I can go anywhere.
Where did you go?
You were going to tell me.
Lunchtime, you see. Trays of hot halal food, spotless floors. The men have beards, some have lenses in their glasses even.
Do you ever look at their backs? At any of the exposed flesh?
No bruises. I was your decoy, in case you didn't know. I let you slip away. Now, you tell me.
I see.
Yes, that's right. Bourbon in my room or lime juice on the terrace, you decide as long as we're not overheard.
I was saluted by a skinny and rather frightened-looking 19-year-old. Major, he said, go right in.
Makes you think.
Indeed it does.
You didn't see your Red Cross badge?
I had it tucked in.
Smart.
In is the operative word. I was let in. He must have thought I was a physician.
As you are.
Was.
No deception there.
None.
It's important when you make your report.
That I not deceive them.
Quite. The cell block you found officially does not exist.
I think I would like that drink. I would also like sex.
Why torture me? Why make me suffer so? Shake her till she frankly speak of love. Spill the beans about devotion, cough up proof of her compassion, confess once more with feeling.
I love you, only you.
Oh! Tess, the limits of the female brain, only me you can conceive, while I, all humankind.
I love you, you.
Please don't! A hose up your ass, Ensure Plus down your throat, a bucket for your shit, no water to wash.
I love you, Handel. You know that I've loved you from the first moment I knew I thought I could be protected, helped. You took me from my life.
Oh, Russian harlot, worse, from Chechnya escaped.
You gave me diamonds, dresses, my own car, yoga lessons, a charge card at Bergdorf's in my name, a jacuzzi, Botox.
All a woman could want and more.
A camera I picked up, I began to see, I saw.
Well, whom do you love?
What I saw, I loved.
Oh, what else could your reason be to be, Tess? You see so perfectly into me.
Stop! Let me speak to you of tales, of wondrous, magical events and many more.
Nothing, Kerr, do I wish to hear except myself, me, I, nothing more.
You are, I do not know, English. Inside you have, I used to think, I wondered if there was, and I would think that there must be. Each person has a some part all their own, a piece of, a part of their soul that lives despite all. What a pure place deep inside that has not been destroyed. I used to think he has a child, a little girl. He brought me here for her also. It must be good, so I... Ah!
Look me in the eyes, my pet. Tell me what you know, the truth.
There was a sultan's servant, a vizier who riding one day came upon a slave woman auction.
Look me in the eyes, my pet.
The truth is, I would shut my eyes and spread my legs, and I tried hard to believe.
A slave woman lovely enough to be the sultan's wife.
When did things go wrong between us, Tess? Why this tension? Why this hurt? Why can't you just accept? Oh, I grow tired of all this. Enough! No one loves to full capacity, it's true, and even so, I tried to get from her. I never had. I thought I hoped. The biggest disappointment of my life. Take her back. Lock her in her box. Not food. Not water. No. Not light. Nothing shall she have until she learn whom she must love.
There is no doubt. Not doubt.
Sex helps.
Oh, yes. That and a good cry. Thanks very much.
But now I think you should tell me what you saw.
People in cages, dozens of them, the stench of bodies in fear, a voice I was barely able to hear. Stop, please help.
So, here he was then, in a corner.
How do you know?
Where would I be in similar circumstances?
Of course.
Crouched.
He was without clothes. His hands were chained behind his legs. He could not stand up. His position was permanently bent. He tried to cover his private parts with his arms, but that was not entirely possible. His entire body was covered in bruises. He said he could not stand up anymore. He said each day a doctor would come and listen to his heart. Then the torture would start. He said he had no idea why he had not done anything. He had nothing to tell anyone. He said an interrogator came every day. He asked me, why am I in Guantanamo? I told him, you are in Iraq. You are in Abu Ghraib prison outside of Baghdad. He was relieved. Will they let me go? I told him I was with the ICRC, the International Red Cross. I gave him a card with a prisoner number on it. I said I would take a message to his family and tell them he was alive and still in Iraq. He said, my name is Imad Kiadir Shahut al-Janabi. I was picked up from my home without warning by persons dressed in American military uniforms and also in civilian clothing. I was beaten in front of my wife and children. I was forced from my house. I was dressed only in my shorts. I was hooded. My hands were tied. I was interrogated. An American interrogator said he would claw out my eyes. Look, you can see the scars. I was slammed by 3 persons into a wall. When I woke, I was still hooded, still dressed only in shorts. I was dragged across stones and dirt. I was told I would be executed. I believed I was going to die. I heard 2 gunshots. I began to pray. I heard the helicopter overhead. An interrogator told me to talk or I would be crushed by the helicopter. I heard other prisoners screaming for mercy. After the helicopter left, I was told I would be run over by a tank. I heard it coming toward me. I was brought to a building.
There I was, tripped and threatened with rape. I passed out. When I woke up, I was brought to an interrogation room. The American interrogator said, "Welcome to Guantanamo." The interrogator told me I had been sentenced to execution. The interrogator told me that if I cooperated, my wife would be given a stipend after my execution. I said, "I know nothing. I know nothing to say. I have done nothing."
Are you still working for Deepwater, David?
I quit. I told you that.
If you kill me now, no one will ever know.
Stop, Lucia.
Go ahead, please, wring my neck.
Don't get involved. Don't involve yourself emotionally. The Red Cross is neutral.
You mean useless, the Red Cross.
There's nothing else.
Mr. Al-Janabi is innocent.
You are the humanitarian force. You're allowed to tell Mr. Al-Janabi's family that he is alive and in
Go
custody.
ahead, kill me now.
Stop, Lucia. I'm not a murderer.
Not of Americans, no.
To whom else do I owe my allegiance?
Those innocent men, innocent women inside those cells.
It's a war.
There are Iraqi women who have been raped inside Abu Ghraib prison. I have their testimony. Do you want to hear them?
No, I do not. Guess what? Neither does anyone else.
But you do? No.
I was the one who let you slip away. That part of the prison has been strictly off limits to the Red Cross, or was, until today. You can make a report. We come back to the hotel and get drunk. We have sex.
That's it.
Don't become a whistleblower, Lucia. Do your job or quit. Either way, shut up. Al-Janabi's innocent, we suppose. You make your report to the Red Cross and you never again think of him. None of us is clean, so what? We do the job we've been called up to do. We're the sacrificial lambs. These are the times in which we live. I'm telling you, you drink and you forget if you don't want to destroy yourself.
No. No. No, it's there when I close my eyes. Bent backs, sunken eyes. Go to war and forget. Do your work and shut up. There are women begging to be killed, just like me, only in their case, because they were raped. Not because they were a doctor, although they might have been doctors. There were women doctors. Iraq had the best medical system in the Middle East. They were teachers, lawyers. They had lives. They drove cars. They've replaced Jeff in my head. I no longer hear his voice. I've lost him.
Our daily discourse for my stratospheric blogoblast concerns eternal life, the promise made to each by a god of choice. Such is the weighty topic of my universal news feed hourly on Fox. My blog mandatory now for all. Bleeped straight into all heads. Right loud.
I cannot see.
See? Commit to memory! I speak about eternal life, the promise made to each by a god of choice.
One man afraid, I fear of death.
Afraid, fear, what fear? I fear not. Strike that! I do not fear.
I think of fear. I know not why.
Not I. I do not fear. I speak of eternal life. Why you dare throw fear into my face? Why entertain your mealy thoughts? Why tolerate you?
Easy, sire. Let me go.
Go where? Where is a place for one like you? Look how you are dressed.
Give me back my clothes.
Oh, no, off topic now. I understand your tactic. Distraction. Decidedly deadly, unmanly. What use are you?
To me,
To me, fool! What use are you to me?
I've never fully understood.
Oh, well. You've learned to speak. Distract me. Tell me something to take my mind away and my thoughts. I am beset by morbid thoughts today.
The vizier of the Sultan crazy with the love for his lovely Chechen. Let her and the tall, proud Nubian cross the green and gold the floor.
Besiege my mortality, I feel. Tell me, Abdul, what's my drift? Where Handel wanders in his head. You know me, don't you, Abdul? Love me. Forgive. Forgiveness, lout, is blessed. He who suffers and forgives. They show us grace on earth. Bring Tess. I am a lonely man. A man alone for all that I have, and I have done. I sit in a chair and stare at death.
The most beautiful slave of all. The one, the Sultan's
Louder,
vizier in you.
louder,
He
my
had
hearing
divine
dims
and
with
hold
age.
store and
I wish
forever
you
amor.
want to hear what the hopeless, helpless say.
Just at that a moment came a jinn bearing a bag
Hear,
filled with
I
sparkling
want to
of
hear.
things. Your head cannot hear what the wretched think.
I will.
Your head cannot hear the words inside our heads.
I can and do. I put them there.
You want the ways I speak inside my cell? The stories I tell to get me through the night? While the loud music blares? While my heart breaks?
I've broken you, like a bird whose back I snap against my thighs. You cannot fly. Willless, wordless, but for I. Take her back, I cannot bear to look at her like this. Poor Tess, how did this come to pass? But a ruination and a wreck she might have had. She might have done. She had. She might have had Armani, Lacoste, Chanel. She might have done. She did the one. She did all that I said. The rest is ought not I.
He's done!
He is dead?
Not yet.
I'll put my chains around his neck and pull.
We will take the keys. I will let you go. We leave.
The keys are underneath his balls.
His wife must do, please.
My hands are tied. Cut them off his balls. Let him bleed to death from there.
Please, I will reach. Let me reach. Nothing here.
Go inside his pants. You must unbutton his trousers. Right in between his testicles. You will find them, old sot.
In rivers of blood we awaken to ourselves. In dark holes where we were lost we groped. In sorrows we stood brimming again. In a nightmare of what had been done we had become. We stumbled and fell and stumbled once more in our way. And yet we held on to. Each one remembered the warmth of the beloved. Bestow on me grace!
Abdul! The keys to the doors, to the chains, to our lives are right there, tucked between his balls. You go inside his pants, then you recite. Look, they are hairy, old, wrinkled, wizened things like the faces of old monkeys. Right in between them, he has put the keys. They won't even be cold to the touch.
Please, madame.
Tess!
Tess, my slave woman, my love.
Abdul, you must! I don't care about your religion, your sense of decorum. It's rot!
Please don't.
Get the keys, get us out, then speak to me of love.
What is this? I have had a rare vision and a dream. But first, to tell, to show that item, most delicate, most personal, they belong to my dear wife, Tess. They bear her scent. Now, at last, handle be. Yes, be, no longer not. At long last, the sight of one's fellow man, a person I amend, is. I lack the words to say what my dream was. I shall write a song and sing. I see you, Abdul, best to use a name. I see you, Abdul, and I handle am. I handle and you, Abdul. Only now do I see, at long last, I will live. At long last, handle is.
He's gone.
Not a moment too soon. You notice he didn't apologize to me.
There is no God but God.
Now, for God's sakes, Abdul, please get the keys.
Mr. Handel, this way out.
My boy Jeff, my son. How odd the fear of death now seems.
All is benign. All is.
How good to merge with you, my son.
Yes, after I left the private sector, my late father's company, Deepwater, I joined the Red Cross. Yes, the ICRC. I thought that there I could be of use. But it was while working for the ICRC that I learned even more. There are black sites within prisons where torture. Yes, I understand the ICRC works in accordance to strict confidentiality rules with governments. Yes, I released to the press the confidential Red Cross report detailing the systematic and rampant torture and cruel and inhumane treatment of innocent prisoners at Abu Ghraib. Yes, I knew that I was contravening the agreement between the ICRC and the participating government, the United States. I released these documents to the press because it was my patriotic duty to do so. Yes, patriotic, I said. I am supposed to be a doctor. I was supposed to be helping people, not... But more than that, I believe we are a nation that stands for something, that our country was founded upon laws. I felt that truth matters, that the truth does matter. What we did, what I did, what our government has done, is doing, was wrong, is wrong, that we are committing atrocities. Yes, that is my word. Yes, my fiancé was killed in the World Trade Center attacks. No, I do not believe that war and torture in any way have made us safer. Yes, some of the prisoners may have been guilty of plotting or even of carrying out attacks against our soldiers who, after all, are occupying their country. But the vast majority of prisoners I encountered are completely innocent of any wrongdoing whatsoever. And whether innocent or guilty, many of them would confess to anything just to make the pain stop. Wouldn't you? No, I knew of no other course of action to take. I did what I had to do.